Career Trail, your success journey begins here.
It is another exhilarating episode of the Career Trail right here on your favorite channels, Joy Learning TV and of course the Joy News channel. The Career Trail is here to inspire you to discover your skill, that hidden talent in you, use it to your advantage and make millions. You know, currently there is unemployment, and also we don't want students to be sitting at home doing nothing when they are not exposed to a white-collar job. And that is why the Career Trail has been designed to help students to discover their talents and then start a business from this themselves. Who knows? Probably you might be the next blogger or the next businessman in town. Today, as usual, I have here with me an amazing personality. In fact, I am a fan of my guest. Who is my guest? If you are ready, I was definitely born ready to do this. Let's take a look at the guest profile video.
This week on the Career Trail, who is our guest? He hails from the central region of Ghana. He is a proud product of Chemu Senior High School and Koforidua Technical University. After his tertiary education, he made the bold decision to pursue blogging as a career, although he once dreamed of becoming a Navy officer and a lawyer. In the beginning, the blogging journey was tough, but through hard work and determination, his YouTube channel has grown a massive following. He is one of the few bloggers making significant waves in the world of YouTube in Ghana. Our guest for this week's edition of the Career Trail is Clement Asamoah, the creative force behind Gossip 24 Avenue.
Welcome back. I believe you know who is in the studio with me. I have here with me Gossip 24. That's what we all know. We don't even know the Clement. You all say gossip, gossip, gossip.
Yeah, because the Clement is not known.
It's not known.
Yeah, so Gossip 24 is fine.
Okay.
They did a naming ceremony for me, but I accept Gossip 24.
Good to see you. Welcome to the show.
Good to see you too.
How are you doing?
Thank you for having me. I'm fine. I'm doing great. You are looking beautiful.
Thank you. You're also rocking, dripping, 10 plus 10 minus nothing.
This is to do.
Hey, but what dripping? What dripping? Okay. So, like I said, we all know Gossip 24.
Yeah.
Like, if you want to describe you, Gossip 24.
Yeah.
What's the real name? Tell us a little about yourself.
At least Gossip 24 is better. People call me Kokonsini, you know, and that one is bad, but I take it like that, you know. People know you for what you do. So I am Clement Asamoah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, Clement Asamoah, and I vlog. I do contents on YouTube, and I have a website as well. I'm not the only one, of course. I have a team that I work with, but when I move alone. And of course, whatever you see on the screen, there is nothing else behind, you know, nothing extraordinary.
Hey.
It's just what you see on the screen.
Vlog, blog,
It's normal.
It's normal.
Yeah.
I think it's not different. When you came here, you were quiet too. See, the production people were asking me, no, this is not Clement. I said, he's the one.
Hey.
You are very demure, very mindful.
I am a very quiet person. I mean, we can be in a room and I will not say a word for a day. And whatever you say, I will not tell the other person. That's how quiet I am. I am very quiet. Whatever happens in the room stays in the room.
I believe now the question on everybody's mind is, then why are you so, outspoken? You talk a lot, but we'll come to that.
Yeah.
So let's still talk about yourself. Where do you come from? How was the upbringing like growing up?
So I come from a village in the central region. Now it's not a village. Honorable Atufosen is my MP. Okay. So I come from his constituency. I was born there, but I didn't live there that much. I think I spent about 2 years there. Then moved to Nungua. Then from Nungua, I've spent most of my life in Ashaiman.
Oh, okay,
so, yeah,
Ashaiman boy.
Yeah, let's say I live in the same neighborhood with Stoneboy, or maybe I'm 2 streets away from Stoneboy.
Okay.
So yeah, we live in the same, and Donzi. Donzi is actually my neighbor. We are on the same street. So yeah, so I spent most of my youthful days in Ashaiman. Then Koforidua took me. So I don't know if now I'm an Ashaiman boy
or a
Koforidua boy. Maybe on screen I'm a Koforidua boy, but outside I'm an Ashaiman boy. Yeah, so basically that's been the life.
Oh, okay. Yeah. So what took you to Cove Town?
So Koforidua is school.
Oh, okay.
School, you know. At a point I was bored. I was bored with whatever I was doing and decided that I have to explore. I have to go to school, but I didn't want to go to school in Accra or the central region where I come from. So I decided that I'll go to Koforidua.
Okay.
And then I just took my bags and then went to Koforidua. And I never came back.
Wow. But how was the upbringing like growing up?
So I come from a very, very, very Christian home, I should say. I come from a Christian home where, you know, my mother is very strict. There are times where she would drag, if drag is the right word, you know, she would drag you to church. You know, when you are young, you are very naive. I don't want to say stubborn. You are very naive. You want your own ways. You want to hang out with friends and what have you. Sometimes you go to the game center. There are times where my mother will be dragging me to church. I'll tell her to take the lead. And then maybe
You come later?
Yes, I'll come later. Then I'll go to the game center. She will return from church and meet me at the game center. You know, so that's the kind of home I grew up in. It was all about church. And so I've attended a lot of churches. If I haven't lost count, I think I've attended about 10 churches.
10?
Yeah, 10 churches.
Why couldn't you stick with one?
Now I'm with one. Now I'm stuck with one. But I was born in SDA. I moved from SDA to Presby, went to EP because I wanted to learn Ebe, so I went to EP.
Hey.
Yeah.
Wow, interesting.
Yeah, so I went to EP. Then from EP, I went to Assemblies of God, Methodist, World Life Church, Roman Catholic, because my basic school is a Catholic school. Not a Catholic, but our headmistress is a Catholic. So Roman Catholic, and then Christ Embassy.
Hey.
I attended Christ Embassy. And then from Christ Embassy, I landed in my church currently.
Which
Faith
is?
Salvation.
Okay.
GD Koko.
You're here to stay.
It's been like 14 years. You know, 14 years. So
you didn't go to my church, Pentecost?
Oh, I used to visit Pentecost. You know, my cousins, they attend Pentecost.
Okay,
but I wasn't a church member.
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
I'll put you to Pentecost. Okay, interesting. But did you have parents who, you know, had money to take care of you growing up?
So, you know, people say you come from a poor home, like poor home. You know, I had parents who took care of my needs. So I think once you are taking care of someone's needs, you are not poor like that. It's when you lack the needs or, that's when you can say you come from a poor home. But my parents are not, let's say, well-to-do. Where maybe you can say, oh, daddy has a car, mommy has a car, and all of that, you understand. But the way, basically, school fees is sorted. There are times that they will sack you once in a while, but they will still come and sort it out. Everything is sorted, you are okay. But, you know, you are stubborn. Even if we don't owe school fees, we want to join them because our friends are leaving. So my parents, they did an amazing job, honestly.
Then shout outs to your parents.
Yeah, shout outs to them.
Okay, so now let's talk about growing up. You know that growing up, we all have this saying. I believe someone is out there saying, I want to be like Clement, or I want to be like Gossip, I want to be a blogger.
I don't believe.
Oh, there is, though. You don't know. Just type it in the comment section. There are a lot of them. Like, I want to be like Clement, I want to be a blogger. Okay, so me growing up, I wanted to be a journalist, and that has been a dream. Did you have any of these saying growing up? Who did you look up to? What was the kid like?
So in basic school, throughout KG, no, I didn't go to KG, so from class 2 thereabouts.
You didn't go to KG?
Yes, I didn't go to.
But you started from?
KG1. Okay, I went to KG1.
Okay.
Not KG1, KG2 and class 1.
Right, sure.
So from class 2, I remember very well that I wanted to be a Navy officer.
Hey.
Yes, that was my dream. But when I observed that they always wear white, I was thinking about how will I wash this white? You know, I didn't like washing. You know, when you are young, there are certain, you know, I didn't like washing. When my mother says, oh, maybe my big brother should wash and all of that, I didn't like how the whole thing was going about. So I was seeing it as stressful. I was like, the white they wear, how am I going to wash that white? And then I wasn't the known of the existence of washing machines, you know. So I said, no, then I can't be a Navy. So I used to watch SIP match a lot just to see Navy officers marching and everything. That was my fantasy. I wanted to be a Navy officer. Then later, I think my grandpa died. He was the attorney, the lead attorney for the late Jerry John Rawlings. His name is Lawyer Biasa. He died and then we went to his funeral. Then I saw how the lawyers were behaving at the funeral. I said, I want to be a lawyer. Then I told my mother that I won't be a Navy officer again. I'll be a lawyer. Then he said, let me say it in fancy, right? Lawyer for who what do we need to for more? So when lawyers like they turn their faces upside down, I said no, I don't want to be a lawyer. So I remember very well that in class 5, Emma Morrison, she's a veteran journalist. Yeah, she came to our school, and then from how she was speaking, and she said she's a journalist. And I said no, I want to be like Emma Morrison.
No,
I want to be
on it.
Yes. So from then, every single thing that happens in the class, they ask Clement, what happened? You know, when the proprietress comes, Asamoah, what happened? Just like that. And then maybe I'll tell her everything that happened. This person was standing here, he did this, he did that. I'll tell you the truth.
And then how are you a chuka?
I wasn't a chuka. They know I won't tell lies. You know, I wasn't a chuka. Whatever I do with you stays with us. No one will know. Even if we are being killed, no one will know. I remember there are times we jumped wall and what have you. No one knew. You understand? But once it happens in the class and then they say, Clement, what happened?
Like who stole the teacher's pen?
If I saw it.
You see.
I'll say it.
Hey! Wow, interesting. So now let's talk about school.
Yeah.
Tell us where you started from and then how it transitioned.
Okay, so I started from school. Should I start from nursery or?
Yeah, nursery. You can
okay, so from nursery I attended Calvary Primary. Calvary Primary is in Ashaiman.
Okay.
Then from there I went to Vic Boss. From Vic Boss, you know, I told you I skipped KG2 and class 1. So from Vic Boss, KG1, I was moved to Providence Educational Complex. Now it's Divine Providence. So Providence throughout till I wrote my BEC. Then my BEC, one of the things I miss so much is not attending the boarding school because I was very small when I completed JHS. Very, very small. So my parents said, you can't go to the boarding school. So I ended up in Chemu Senior High.
As a day student?
Yes, as a day student. Then throughout Chemu, after completing, I didn't want to go back to school. I wanted to hustle for money. You know, I just wanted to make money, make
Hustler.
my own money. Yes, make my own money. So I stayed home for a while. Then I decided that finally I want to do something different.
Oh, okay.
And then I went to Koforidua Technical University, where I studied computer network management. Then from there, I did some top-up courses, one with Purdue, and then a few others. And there's one that I'm currently doing.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Okay. But let's talk about senior high school.
Yeah.
Chemu Senior High School. What course did you study?
I studied general arts.
You studied
general arts. Yeah.
Okay.
General arts.
And then someone asked, what kind of student was Clement?
I was very reserved, you know. I was very, very reserved. I didn't like trouble. And even back in senior high school, I liked doing business a lot. So I was involved in Susu. Maybe Susu, I take Susu and then maybe give it out for loans, you know. Give it out for loans. Sometimes, there was a time I went overboard. I used the Susu money to buy a mobile phone. Vodafone had released the first smartphone. It was a smartphone, a very small one. And I decided that I want to buy it and then sell it because in our area, people fantasize mobile phone. So I used the Susu money to buy. And unfortunately for me, one Wednesday, the people saw me, my mates, they saw me holding the phone. And were like, Asamwadi is sick and Asamwadi is sick and phone. Skalashi. And I told them they should, I'll pay the money, they should take their time. So Friday, I had sold the phone, made my money, and then I gave it back to them as I promised that I would bring back their money. So I was that kind of, I was very laid back, but adventurous. Laid back, but adventurous. I won't go overboard. I won't break the rules. But when you give me a chance, I mean, I would like to explore.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
So now looking at what you are doing currently, someone asked, were you holding any perfect position, especially in the entertainment space at school?
No. I never attended entertainment functions. No, never. Interco, never. Whatever you see about entertainment, I never. The only time I took part in something was in JHS, right? There was a fanfare. That's the only time. Aside from that, never. Even in uni, the only time I attended a party or any event of the sort was when I was vying for a position in uni. And then they said, oh, you have to socialize, you have to go out, you have to go and meet people, and what have you. Then I decided that fine, I would attend a party. And then I attended only one in uni. Aside from that, never.
Oh, okay. All right. So you were talking about you skipping KG2 and class 1. Yeah. What was the reason? Were you too brilliant?
Oh, I wasn't a shark. I was okay.
Okay.
You know, when I counted first 3, I won't be part, but I am okay.
You're okay.
I am the kind of person that I'm content with whatever. If I am 4th, 5th, 6th, I like that position. I don't like the pressure. You can take the pressure, fight over the 4th, 5th. At least when I'm 6th, I'm not the last person. You know, I'll still be promoted regardless. So what happened was, from Vic Boss, I was supposed to attend Blessed Clementina, but they didn't have space for class 1. So I would have skipped just KG2. But then my parents moved me, because Clementina didn't have space, to Providence. And then Providence, they didn't have space in class 1. So now they had to try me for class 2 because there was space in class 2.
Okay.
And then I passed.
Okay. So now let's talk about life after Chemu Senior High School.
Yeah.
Now went to the university.
Exactly.
Okay. That one too, you talked about you attending a party because you wanted to become...
I wanted to become the GNUS president.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, GNUS rep on campus in Koforidua.
Did it happen?
It didn't happen. It didn't happen. I think Boache beat me by, I don't know if it's 39 or 40 votes. Yes, but I was expected, you know, because, you know, if you are laid back, you don't go for it. You don't show that you want the thing. That's what happens. So I took the L.
And then you laid back.
Yeah, I was very laid back. But before then, I was the PRO for computer science department. Then I later became the PRO for our faculty of Applied Science and Technology. And then I was on a couple of committees in the SRC, the Communication Committee, the Welfare Committee, about 2 committees, in the SRC. So these were the few positions I occupied on campus.
Hey, there are many, there are not few.
There are few.
All right. So now let's talk about life after university.
Yeah.
What happened? What next?
So life after university was just taking up blogging as my full-time job, you know, because in my days in uni, I had formed my own company, a software development company.
Hey.
So I thought right from SHS, I didn't have the idea of... I wanted to make my own money. You know, I want to make my own money. I want to be rich. I want to be a millionaire. So back in uni, I was planning on how, after NSS, what's the way forward? Am I now going to look for a job? What are the opportunities available in Koforidua? So we developed a few softwares on campus, rolled them out, tried them with the likes of Linda Door, and a few popular restaurants. They were waiting for them to call us. You know, if you don't know how to package your stuff, you never receive that call. So I decided, okay, if they are not calling us back, then let me do this blogging thing full time. Because at the time, I had joined Gossips 24 as a writer.
Oh, okay.
Yes. So there's a whole story to that as well.
Because I almost opened my mouth.
So I joined Gossips 24 as a writer. And then fortunately for me, I started YouTube on campus.
Oh, okay.
I started YouTube on campus in my small corner. We are about 6 in a room. So in my corner, I will record my video, edit and do everything. Post sometimes in a car, I'll record my video, sometimes voiceover. So after uni, I decided I'm going to do this full time. I'm going to invest. And then my partner also decided that, okay, if that's what we want to do, then let's set up an office. So we opened the office, employed people, and then it started from there.
Oh, okay. So what was the name of your YouTube channel at the
it was still Gossips 24 TV.
When you were in there?
Yes.
Oh,
and
okay.
my partner, who is my boss, was the one recording me. So he stands behind the camera. I do the presenting.
Oh, okay.
Yes.
Oh, okay. So you were 2 partners.
He was my boss.
He was your boss.
Yeah, but now we are partners.
Okay.
Yes.
But when initially started,
yes,
you went to him, or you started with him, but he was your boss.
Yeah, he is my boss.
Oh.
Even now, he's still my boss.
He's still your boss.
Yes.
Oh, okay. Okay. That's why you said you started as a writer.
Yes, as a writer. So we were in a team of, I was in a team of about 4. 4, and then a few people left. So setting up the office, it was just myself and my boss. We set up the office, we employed people, presenters, editors, and what have you. Then we set up the studio and started Gossips 24 TV. So at the time, it was Gossips 24 TV. I think that channel has 109,000 subscribers. So that was from 2020. That's when we started Gossips 24 TV.
Wow. Such an interesting story.
Yeah.
And then, I mean, when you started, I believe that there were challenges because now a lot of people, when they want to start, YouTube and all that, they suffer numbers.
Yeah.
Do you face any challenges? What are some of the initial challenges you faced?
I mean, in Ghana, we are not used to gossip blogs. Like, for instance, when you go out there, there's a TMZ, there's a Shade Room, and what have you. If you look at the story of the TMZ, he used to work for one of the big media outlets. He got fired, or he left due to one or two issues and set up TMZ. The Shade Room, she started from a room and what have you. So I knew that in order to be great, you are going to face challenges, right? But one person that stood behind us through these times is my partner. Whilst I'm reserved, he is not. So there was that balance that even if you are scared of doing something, he gives you the vim that do it. What can come, can come.
Wow.
At the end of the day, whatever happens, right? You take the risk. So we were aware of people cursing us. There were times where people would come to our office, the streets, come and stand there. There's one actress who did that.
Hey, mention her name.
No.
You don't mention her name.
I'm not going to mention. No,
Okay,
came all the way
that's
from
fine.
wherever she lives, came to Koforidua, threw eggs on the floor, curses and what have you. But whatever we said has come to pass. That's the actual thing. Once I know I'm not offending you, or I'm not telling a lie, it may be pink. But how you got the pink might be different from how I think you got the pink. But at the end of the day, it is pink.
It is pink.
You understand? So my focus is, once it is pink, I know you can change the narrative to achieving your pink. I know how I think you achieved your pink. But if you tell me it is not pink, and then the test of time reveals that it is pink,
You prove to them.
I mean, that's the end.
Okay.
So there were challenges. I mean, a lot of challenges, threats and what have you. But I mean, with the help of God.
And because I was coming to ask you if you faced media attacks.
Like people setting up camera to insult me on the media. Oh, a couple of them have done it. But I respect people a lot. Even if you are my peer, all my friends will tell you there is not a single day that I've had an argument with someone. If we are arguing, as much as I know I am right, you've won. Today you won. We will meet tomorrow.
And you win. It will be your turn.
So I don't engage in that. If you insult me, fine, I'll watch the video and let it slide. If you diss me, I watch the video and let it slide. But if you challenge the facts and I can respond to, I will do that. But once it's an insult, I'll give you the respect.
Okay. At least you're able to control that. But have you also had an experience where maybe someone wants to harm you physically, not with just verbal abuse?
There was an experience. The most recent one was, I think, last 2 years, 2023. I was to appear on a show, and then the person had already threatened to deal with me, So that's the closest I've come to something like that. That's the closest I've come to something like that. But other than that, I haven't.
But I still went on a show.
Yeah, I still went. I mean,
You weren't scared.
everything is in the hands of God,
But I mean, sometimes you have to protect yourself.
Of course, you won't throw your common sense out the window.
Yeah.
You apply common sense.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. So now let's talk about your style.
Yeah.
I mean, there are a lot of bloggers. Everyone has their style.
Yeah.
We have people who talk about trending news like yourself. We have people who do interviews aside that on the channel. Why did you choose that particular style? Is there a reason?
So we wanted to be the TMZ of Ghana. Okay? But in all honesty, at the time we were starting, the TMZ of Ghana was Chris Vincent. I like to give people their credits. Ghana Celebrities. He was the TMZ of Ghana at the time we were starting. So we realized, no, we can't be the TMZ of Ghana. Because the resources Chris Vincent had at the time, the connections he had, we were not yet there. So then we will have a style where we can be the TMZ of Ghana in our local dialect. Right? People should read the ones in English. We will break it down in Twi for people to understand. And if we have more details, we will add to it for people to understand. And so previously we were doing English. A lot of English, rattling.
Oh, so you started in English?
Yes, we actually started in English. Then we realized that, no, we have to calm down. We have to come, because people are, at the time, blogs were dominant.
Okay.
People are paying attention to the blogs. There was no TikTok at the time. So I decided, okay, let's switch the style and and do this. And my partner as well, he's also heavy on being first and accurate all the time. So in 24 hours, whatever happens, we should be the first to report. And we should be accurate. We should
Just like Joy News.
Exactly. So we can't compete Joy News.
Okay.
Yes. But that was the goal. And that's what gave us the idea to choose the style that we have, that we break it down to the understanding of the lay person. That is it.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. So now you switching to the Chi.
Yeah.
I know that using the English, you had built, some acceptance, a type of audience.
Yeah.
You switching to the Chi. How was it like? How people seeing you do English and now Chi?
So it wasn't difficult because I told you we started with Gossip 24
Yes,
TV, right?
yeah.
That channel still has 109,000 subscribers. Okay. When you go on that channel, you realize that at a point, my videos were no longer on that channel. So something happened, YouTube policies and what have you, we suffered that. And then we had to switch to Gossip 24 Avenue. And when we switched to Gossip 24 Avenue, it was all Chi. So whatever you see today, by God's grace, is Gossip 24 Avenue. It is not Gossip 24 TV. So Gossip 24 Avenue is where people now noticed what we are doing. But the whole learning process, the experiments, everything was on Gossip 24 TV.
Oh, okay.
Then in 2021, mid-2021, we started Gossip 24 Avenue with nothing. So from 2021 till date, it's been Chi.
So from 2021, and you have that much subscribers.
That's why I say it's by God's grace.
No, but tell us the tricks. If someone is watching, what did you do different?
To be honest with you, for me, I see everything to be the doing of God, you understand? Because obviously there are people who also started in 2021, okay? But why haven't they amassed such following? But one thing I also realized that, Ghanaians want the truth, okay? So even if it is 500 people who watch your channel, they'll be able to tell that, oh, this guy on this story told us the truth. If they hear the same story from someone, okay, if they hear the same story from someone, they'll go like, but what this person is saying is like, this person is telling lies. And then when they sit back and then have conversations with their peers, their friends, their relatives about the same story, then they sell you. They say, oh, so these 500 people tell maybe one person each among the 500. So now you get an additional 500, and now it becomes 1,000. So once you tell the truth, you are on the right path. So that's what I realized upon starting Gossip 24 Avenue, that people want nothing but the truth. No matter how bitter it is, just tell people the truth. If it is blue, tell them it is blue. But maybe the colors you mixed to get the blue is what the person you're talking about might want to change. But the blue there,
It will be
they
blue.
can't change it. It will still be blue. So just stick to it.
But wouldn't you say that people, you said people love the truth.
Yeah.
How about me thinking that, okay, so I'm here thinking that people love negative stories.
No. Anyone who tells
true.
you that people love negative stories is telling lies. No. Your ears are itchy, right? Mm-hmm. If you hear that something has happened to Clement, wouldn't you want to find out what has happened to Clement? Doesn't mean you love negative stories.
It would depend on what happened.
So in finding out, then you get to know what happened to Clement is negative, right? Mm-hmm. But in wanting to know doesn't mean that you love negative stories. We are all curious, aren't we?
But I mean, if I see a news like, I don't want to use anyone's name, but if I see a news like someone has been arrested, and the person is a public figure or the person is well known, compared to me seeing that someone has made a donation to a particular project, I'll be more interested. Well, I start to be corrected since you are here.
Yeah.
I'll be more interested in looking at someone has been arrested. That's why I'm saying that. Don't you think people love negative?
It is because you want to find out why the person was arrested.
But I still...
It's curiosity.
Okay.
But if I've gone to Osu Children's Home to donate, what is curious about that?
So people love negative.
No, it's not about people loving negative. I've gone to Osu Children's Home to donate 100 bags of water. What is curious about
We
that?
have to clap for you.
For what? because I've donated, you have to clap for me?
But I'm
Did I do it for you to clap for me? Is that the essence?
Okay. So in your opinion, if you upload a good news and then a bad story, people would feed on both equally?
I did a story about Kantanka Motors, right? He did a launch recently in December, showcasing his new innovations, the machines they've come up with, brilliant stuff, right? I did a report on it. That video had over 70,000 views. I don't know if you can check right now, but it has over 70,000 views, right? That same day, I did other stories. That video surpassed those stories. Those stories were controversial. Kantanka launch or expo was not a negative story. Okay. So it is curiosity. People want to find out, what is new about Kantanka Motors? You understand? It is curiosity. People are curious. But if you win an award, the host of Career Trail has won an award for the best presenter of the year for the year 2025. What's curious about that? You won an award.
Sure.
No, you won an award. Let's be honest. Okay, what's curious about that?
Okay.
You won an award. So, okay, we talk about the award. What next should we talk about?
But even so...
But Ghana Movie Awards recently, they gave people Papa, right?
Yeah.
My senior Zion Felix was giving a fan Papa.
Yeah.
People would want to know why he was giving that fan as a plaque compared to what was given to others.
Good. Okay.
So it's not that people are geared towards or attracted to negative news. It is the curiosity behind whatever is happening. What is there that I want to know? That's it. But if you do a donation, you want to donate 10 packs of what? So.
And so. Okay. So, but even I know people want to be bloggers like you. People want to be YouTubers, and I mean they've started.
Yeah.
They are still, not getting the numbers. They are not getting the subscription.
Yeah.
They're not getting the views. What are they doing wrong?
So I think what perhaps they are doing wrong is, one, maybe they don't believe in what they are doing. They are just trying. Charlie, I've been trying far. Let me try and see if it works, fine. If it doesn't work. But for me, what I was doing wasn't a try and error thing. It was something I believed was going to work. But then in believing, I put my trust in God that I can put in 100 videos, right? If God doesn't grant me the favor for the next person to watch, then I don't have a video that people can watch. So first of all, it's about believing in what you are doing, that it is going to work. Once you believe in what you are doing, working for you, the second thing you have to do is learn, how is this thing going to work? As much as you believe, there are people who are doing it and it is working. In what ways are these people doing it? That you see the results, that you are also enthused to venture into this space. You have to look at it. How are they doing it? Okay, what do you think this person is doing that you don't like and would have done differently? Because before we started, there was GH Page, one huge platform. Respect to them.
Okay.
There was Daily View GH, amazing. There are a lot of them. One Ghana TV and a lot of them who are seniors in the game. Kofi TV and what have you. But I sat down and thought about the whole thing, and I said, what is it that they are doing that I feel I can do in a different way? Or do better than them? What are people saying about them in their comments that the audience don't like about this video? So I told someone back in 2022 that I read every single comment on my blog or on our YouTube. I read every single comment. So I like every single comment. There are days that I'm busy, but I'll still have time to sit down and read every single comment. That was what I was doing for the people that I felt I was looking up to, right? I would sit down, read all their comments, maybe before I sleep or when I wake up, before I start work. I go and read their comments, see what people are saying. What is it that this person doesn't like? What did this person say? What are they posting? How did they publish it? When did they publish it? I'm curious, I'm asking questions because I believe that if I do it that way, it is going to work.
Yeah.
So the major factor is believing. Once you believe, you find out how. If you find out how, then you improve on the how they are doing it. And I think that once you do all these things, you are good to go.
Okay. But what's your perception about people buying followers?
I'm against that. Anybody in my circle will tell you. I am against people buying followers.
Why?
I believe everything should be organic. You know, if I started with 100, I believe that the 100 can take me there. Because if you have 100 customers and you treat them right, the 100 customers, like I said earlier, if you have 500 viewers, they will bring you additional 500 viewers. So the 100 customers will bring you an additional 100. That has been my mentality. That has been my mentality.
Oh,
of course, there are people who come, oh, buy me this, oh, my Instagram, I want to boost it. There is nothing wrong with advertising.
Okay.
There is paid advertisement. For instance, maybe you publish a video and you want to advertise to attract some more viewers. There is nothing wrong.
Okay.
But to buy the followers, if you are advertising, it is okay because you advertise to people to watch. But if you buy, that is a problem.
Okay. All right. So let's talk about how you source your content.
Yeah.
Here in a media house like this, we have reporters going out, bringing us the stories and all that. How does it work with you?
So until 2024, myself and my partner, who is my boss, we were doing it alone. And 2024, sorry. We were doing it all by ourselves, the two of us. But in 2024, towards the elections, we realized that, we had to get reporters. We had to get people who will be on the field because we are not like Joy News, you know. Joy News has a lot of resources, right? But we want to gossip. We want to tell people, oh, maybe we saw this year, we saw that year, someone was doing this, someone was snatching the ballot box, traditional media has a way of moving. And we didn't want to move that. We want to give people something different from whatever traditional media is giving. So then we got reporters, about 10 reporters across the region. But in Accra, we had 4 reporters here in Accra who were working on the grounds and what have you. Shout out to Wilson, Amma, Mickey, and Ima. So they were the 4 here in Accra. Then the others were from the other regions. And so that was until 2024. And they are still with us now.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
But before you got people to join you, how were you sourcing the stories with your boss?
So sometimes you get tips.
Oh, okay.
Right. Someone tells you, oh, I was in court today and this case came. Follow up. Right? So then we send someone to write a letter to court. There is this case due to the right to information bill.
So you write?
So they go and get it for us. We go through and see if it's worth talking about. Sometimes too, if it's about maybe your own sister is telling us that there's this story out there, right? But this is not the narrative. This is how the story is. I'm like, okay, maybe you are telling me your narrative to cover your sister.
Okay.
Bring me the evidence. Let me use
just for verification.
Yes, let me use my common sense to see if this is exactly what you are telling me. If you are able to provide the evidence, then I use the evidence to juxtapose whatever is out there, and then I present it. But if there is nothing, then maybe I'll abandon the story or go ahead with whatever is already out there.
Oh, okay.
So mostly in the past, before we had sources, people giving us tips, it used to be from news media, from people like
Joy
News,
yes.
HFM, and the Dusty.
Okay.
Those days when Black Eye and then KMG were there, we were listening to them. Those days, Amanda GC on Hits at 1. We will listen, whatever the stories are, we will eavesdrop, go and find out, call people in the teams. Oh, almost a story, we'll send it here, they will tell us, or maybe this is how the whole thing is. Then so that's how we were going.
Okay. Before we take a break, let me ask this question. Why didn't, someone will ask, you were interested in being a journalist.
Yeah.
Why didn't you join the mainstream, like come to Joy News, come and work as a journalist?
Wow. I never got an offer.
Okay.
And I never attended any media school.
Okay, but now a lot of them don't go to media school.
I never knew.
Oh, okay. But if you had known.
If I had known, with the way I wanted to do my stuff,
you still become.
I didn't think it would have happened.
Oh, okay.
maybe now it can happen, but even now, if it will happen, there must be some assurance, some assurance that you don't leave me. If I say something, if I say something,
you won't leave me stranded.
They are taking me to court,
Okay.
You won't leave me like, Clement, go and face your wahala yourself,
Okay.
And I think if I had been with a traditional media, I wouldn't have had that freedom.
Okay.
That freedom to say some stuffs,
Okay.
I would have polished things a bit.
All right.
Yeah, that wouldn't have been my style.
Okay. So I've asked so many questions, but I didn't come here alone. I have 3 questions from your fans. Like, a lot of people love you. I know you know, but you say you don't know.
I don't.
You know.
No.
Oh, no. They are genuine fans who love you, and then they have a question for you. I mean, they wanted to meet you in person and ask them, but because they don't have the opportunity, they gave those questions to me to ask you, and since you're on the show,
I'll be glad to answer.
All right. So we'll take a quick breather. This is still the Career Trail on Joy Learning TV and, of course, Joy News.
The Career Trail. Your success journey begins here.
Welcome back from that quick breather. This is still the Career Trail on Joy News and, of course, Joy Learning TV. We have been speaking to Clement Asamoah, the face behind Gossip 24 TV. I believe now you know a lot about him. Aside gossiping, like, he's done quite a number of things for himself. And today, we are the second part of the program where I get to ask him 3 questions from his fans. Are you ready?
I'm ever ready.
Yeah,
More than ready.
So are you ready? Number ready. All right. So the first question, let's take a look at the first question.
My name is Alberta Anati. I'm from Sowadin to Memorial JHS. My question is, have you ever had a negative feedback from a content you posted? How did you handle this criticism from your audience?
I think I have, but the major one hasn't come from my audience.
Oh, okay.
Most of them, okay, if you are talking about audience specifically, it will be from Instagram, because Instagram, we have handlers. We have people who handle our Instagram account,
okay.
Gossip 24 TV on Instagram. There are about 2 people who handle that particular Instagram account. And sometimes they post stuff, I've allowed them, or we have allowed them to be creative and do whatever they want to do, so far as they are not publishing false news. So they post stuff based on their own opinion, and sometimes people draw my attention. That's Clement, you built the page, you built this, why are you doing this now? And then I have to explain myself to them. Sometimes I'm not even in the known, so I come and see the post, delete it, go to them and tell them that this thing you published, I mean, I know you want to be savage, but please take your time, People know that this is how I am. So if you post something that does not represent my image, they may think that Clement is going wayward. Meanwhile, it's not Clement. Oh.
So now you know it's not him.
Yeah.
Not him.
Sometimes I don't even go on Instagram, but people will come and text me, and then I have to run to my boss and go and explain myself to him that, I'm not the one, these people publish it. I'll talk to them. He also talk to them, but then that's how I manage. But if it has to do with a particular content on YouTube, not sitting down, right, with some, I think the major one was about my boss, Zion Felix, right?
Oh, okay.
And I think he wasn't happy. He responded with a video, and then I had to come and explain the video because someone misreported how the whole thing was to me. That's the major one. Aside from that, on YouTube, no. But it's mostly on Instagram.
Oh, okay. So let me ask a follow-up to that before we go to the second question. Yeah. Has there been, even though you said that you verify your content before putting them out, has there been a moment where you reported about someone or something, and at the end of the day, you found out that what you reported was wrong or incorrect, and how did you rectify it?
So that's the issue with my boss, Zion Felix.
Oh, okay.
Right. There was a story. I wouldn't want to go back to that particular story. But there was a story where he had to do a video to explain how, just as I said, it will be pink. But how you arrived at the pink is the problem.
Yeah.
It might be different from how I arrived at the pink. So that was the issue with Zion Felix and myself. And then I had to come and do a video to explain why I saw things from that
angle.
Point. Aside from that.
All right. All right. So let's take a look at the second question.
My name is Lois, and I have a question for you. How do you balance your online presence with your personal life?
Is being balanced a good word to use? I am imbalanced. I am not in balance. As for balance, I don't have balance at all. I mean, whatever you see on the screens takes my time. It takes my time. I don't have any balance. If I have any balance, it is with God. About going to church, praying, and what have you. Sometimes you may be fasting and still recording the videos. Aside from that, there is no balance anywhere. Anyone closer to me knows that I don't eat often.
Hey.
Yeah, often I don't.
Oh,
Very
okay.
late.
Oh, okay.
So that even if there's no balance in eating, then there is no balance.
Oh, okay. I was about to go somewhere with you, but since you don't eat often, you are not going again. Thank you for that. Okay, so let's take a look at the third and final question.
My name is Precious Ophiliada. I am from Soadi Memorial 2 GHS. My question is, what will you do if your blogging career fails?
I would have done it again.
Again?
It failed on Gossips 24 TV. And we did it again on Gossips 24 Avenue. So I would have told my partner, my boss, that we should do it again.
On Gossip 24 bench.
We would have done it again. We would do it again.
And do it again.
Yes. So there's an age up here that I know that when I hit, I'm exiting this.
Okay.
Once I hit that age, I'm not going to sit there and do. I have not. So if I had failed till that age, done a different thing.
Oh, okay.
Yes.
All right. So now we are done with the 3 questions, but I want to ask one personal question, and I believe most people want to know: how does YouTube pay, or how does blogging? How do you get your money?
So I started blogging in 2017. I never got any money until 2019 when I started working with Jibril of GH Kasa. Okay. And then 2019, moved from Jibril to Wild Out, moved from Wild Out to Gossips24.com, and then my boss, Israel, started paying me. Until then, I had never earned anything for my own hard work.
Oh,
never.
Okay.
So I know that it pays through AdSense.
Okay.
Yes, you monetize your pages, and then it pays you, but you need patience.
Okay.
And sometimes, let me tell people the truth, you can't do it alone. Sometimes you can't do it alone. You need someone to help you, aside from God. Make sure God brings an angel that will be able to finance everything till you start reaping whatever you sow. So Israel was that person who financed everything till we started reaping. And then now you see what you are seeing now. So it pays you. It pays good, you know. You will be okay if you are content with what you have. If you are greedy, then you may want to do the excesses where you do the clickbaiting and what have you. But if you're not, and you want to live a normal lifestyle, not a superstar lifestyle, you will be okay.
Okay.
Yeah.
But would you advise me to have a side job?
Yes, because currently, aside studying network management, I also did DevOps.
Oh, okay.
I can, if I want a job, I can be a DevOps engineer. Now I'm in cybersecurity. I'm almost done.
Oh, wow.
Yes. So, and I'm doing cloud security as well. So I would advise everyone to go back. If you are getting some money from YouTube or blogging, fund your schooling. If you can study law, study law.
Oh, okay.
If you can do PR, whatever you want to study, study. Because there are times and seasons, glory days, and then there will be dry days as well. So you have to go back to school.
Oh, okay.
Find a side job. If you want to invest, invest.
All right.
I mean, I'll advise everyone to do that.
Okay, so thank you so much for answering all our questions for us. But we have a last part, and that's my favorite part because I get to give you a task to perform.
I hope.
And at the end of the day, I get to rate whether you passed or failed my task.
Okay. I hope it's not UC Maths.
Let's see. But do you have fun?
Fun.
I know you're a Madrid fan, and I'm also a Madrid fan. Yeah, I know about that. Yeah, Hala Madrid.
Maybe.
Okay. Do you have fun?
Thinking we are going to mention Chelsea or...
Oh, no. I'm a Madrid fan. Yeah.
Don't join failure, okay?
Oh, no, that's what how... Hey! Not at all.
Never settle for DB.
I won't. Okay. So do you have fun aside football?
Now I barely watch football. So if there is any fun, it will be maybe listening to music whilst I book Uber or Trotro.
Oh, okay.
But aside from that,
okay.
Even movies, I barely do movies.
Okay, so I'm going to give you a task to perform. At the end of the day, I get to rate whether you passed or failed my task.
All right.
If you failed the task, I'm taking Gossip 24 from you.
No, don't do that.
All right, let's go for a quick breather. We'll be right back.
The Career Trail. Your success journey begins here.
Welcome back from that quick breather. This is still the Career Trail on Joy Learning TV and, of course, Joy News. This is the last aspect of the program where I get to have fun with my guest. I get to give him a task to perform, and at the end of the day, I get to be his lecturer. I get to rate whether he passed and failed my task. So when he failed the task, like I said, I'm taking Gossip 24 TV from him.
Nah, don't do that.
I want to do it. Okay, unless you prove to me. Okay, if you feel, what should we do? I should take your lorry fare.
Don't take God.
Hey, where will you sleep?
I'll walk, I mean.
You walk to Koforidua?
The Israelites walked for 40, is it 40 days or 40 years?
I mean, I don't know.
How many days will it take me to the house? I'll walk.
Okay, all right, sure. So, are you ready?
I saw what's in the papers. Well,
okay, so you can take one. See.
There's lights at the end of the tunnel, so let me take the last one.
Okay. Can you open what is there? God, let this man feel.
Oh.
Hey, the way he said, oh, there, it means I'm giving you Coco question. So in 60 seconds, you're mentioning 10 things that are blue.
That are blue?
Yeah, that are blue. Producer, can you type for me?
Must they be
my director.
Things, just things, right?
Yes, things.
In this room?
Oh, anywhere. 60 seconds.
Wow.
Have
we started? Why are we starting now?
My director will alert me. My director will alert you where your time is up. So you are starting in 3, 2, 1.
The God pause director.
Clement, you are on.
Okay, so 60 seconds. 10 things that are blue. Chelsea.
Okay.
Skies. Deep sea. Blue bay.
Blue what?
Blue.
Okay. How many? 4?
Yes, 4. Blue. Hey, ready, Yesu. Blue sofa. Blue buckets. Blue cap. Blue shirt. Blue cap. Blue shoe. Blue socks. Blue knicker.
It's okay.
Blue lagoon.
I mean, how can you do this?
I've mentioned a lot of blue.
How can you do this?
A lot of blue.
That's how you realize they're blue presenter.
You even lost count of the blues.
That's why you passed my task.
Yeah.
So 10 plus 10 minus. Clap for yourself. Thank God you passed
for
the task. All right. Okay. So Clement, wrapping up, you said a lot.
Yeah.
What can viewers take home, especially those who want to start their own blogging business? So now let's speak to your camera.
So if you want to start a blogging business, you don't have to wait for the right time. Don't wait for the right gadgets. Don't wait for the best laptop. Don't wait for the most expensive mobile phone and what have you. Don't wait for the best camera, the best lights, the best background. I want to get this flower because you see Clement sitting beside the flower, or Clement has a background light and what have you. Start with what you have. Just start. And when you start, look up to someone. If you can, don't copy and paste, but learn their ways and then start. Dream of that person as you want to be like that person. Once you dream of this person, it might become your reality. You never know when that reality will set in. But if you keep on waiting for the right gadgets, the right device, the right time may never come. So start today.
Okay. My director is whispering in my ear. I should ask you, are you old?
I'm very young.
Very
young. I celebrated my birthday a few days ago.
Yeah, I saw that.
Yeah.
Director, he said he's very young. Very young.
Very, very young.
Okay.
If he wants to give me a wife, and therefore considering age is just a number, director.
Okay. So he'll tell you his age when we are down in the show. Okay, thank you so much, Clement.
Thank you.
Thank you so much for honoring our invitation all the way from Koforidua. That's quite a journey. We are so excited to listen to your story. We are so pleased to come on the show to share your story with the world. I am grateful on behalf of the team. We say a very big thank you to you.
Thank you to you too for having me.
Okay, Mr.
And thanks to the team.
Okay.
And
now your new name is Mr.
Manchester
Blue.
United fans, more pains. You are 16th on the table. Focus.
Yes, we are coming. They should watch out for us, right? So today I didn't just interview my fan. I interviewed someone that I support the same team with. Okay, all right. So this has been the Career Show on Joy Learning TV and of course Joy News. We had a wonderful time with Clement Asamoah, the face behind Gossip 24 Avenue. Thank you so much for watching and thanks to the whole production team. My name is Irene Edubia Ainin. The Career Trail, your success journey begins here. I leave you with today's quote.
The Career Trail, your success journey begins here.